Happy Thanksgiving Eve, everyone. Welcome to another Disney Morning Show.
Thanksgiving, Adam.
From the folks the kind folks over at Laughing Place. That includes me. My name is Doobie. I am the co-founder. I'm the cameraman, too. I'm the co-founder here at Laughing Place. Over there is Kyle Burbank. He's, can I call you a co-founder yet? You've been around so long. You're almost a co-founder.
No, I'm not married to you.
You're like employee number 4 or something.
Maybe.
Basically. And we're going to talk Disney with you guys this morning. Not a ton going on usually you say, oh, there's so much going on. There's not a ton going on. It's the holiday week, but that's okay. We still got stuff to talk about. We're going to get into some theme park news from Josh tomorrow, what's going on over at Dumbo, some really interesting Ravensburger news. As a tech guy, I like reading that story. Got a review for you, headline, final paragraph. And we're going to have a special guest, our own Tony Betti, one of my favorite people in the world. But before we begin any of that, we have to do what we always do, take a look at the stock price.
And even before that,
yes,
your shirt.
Oh, go for it.
Doobie's shirt was provided by Roosevelt's, as was my hat, as you could totally tell, right? And also I have a doggy on my lap. So if you hear any snoring, that's her.
Talk for just a bit, Kyle, because I made a small mistake. I have to correct.
No problem. Yeah, like you said, you're going to have Tony on. Tony's in the green room. That's very exciting. But first, we're going to talk about the stock as soon as Doobie is ready. And I'm still vamping. And
I'm in the wrong browser, so I'm about to appear in a different browser.
Did we mention that it's been a while? Like we did a show. It was beginners returning luck, I think, is how we would describe that. Oh, now I see double Doobie. And now it's just me. Hi, everybody. This is my living room.
And now I'm back.
Freaking out a little bit. All right.
In the proper browser so that I can share a screen the way I want to.
All right. Then it's time to check on the stocks.
All right, Kyle. So your job is to guess the stock within a margin of error that I arbitrarily give you. You are 16-8, by the way. 16-8. So slow week, probably not a lot of trading. You know what yesterday's was, so I'm going to guess. Today's isn't going to be much different, so I'm going to make it hard for you. Within 20 cents, what is the current stock price?
$94.70.
$94.70. It is $94.48. You are off by 32. You were off by 22 cents.
Yeah.
And I said within 20 cents. I'm giving that to you. That was cruel. Right, so Kyle is now 17-8. So impressive. Ethan, have he started his holiday weekend yet?
He's still here.
All right. Well, let's introduce him and hear what he has to say.
Here he is. Hello. For some reason, didn't start. Let's go.
Hello and welcome to another LP Disney weather update. Wow, we're 2 for 2 so far this week. Look at us. See the stone set in your eyes. See the thorn twist in your side. I'll wait for you. Sleight of hand and twist of fate. On a bed of nails, she makes me wait. And I'll wait without you. With or without you. With or without you. I can't live. With or without you. Let's get to the weather. Anaheim will break 80 degrees today with sunny skies. However, that high wind warning I told you about yesterday has been extended until this afternoon. Walt Disney World will be partly cloudy today and also see highs in the lower 80s. Castaway Cay will see similar weather to Central Florida today, with a high of 82, partly cloudy skies, and some breezy conditions.
I'm breezy.
Disneyland Paris is cool tonight with cloudy skies and sub-50-degree temperatures. Luckily, the light rain should hold off until past park close. Tokyo is in for a sunshine-filled day tomorrow, but will start off in the lower 50s before eventually making it up to a high of 66. Shanghai will be a bit warmer tomorrow, hitting a high of 73 with partly cloudy skies expected in the afternoon. Lastly, Hong Kong will reach 76 tomorrow and, shockingly, that will feel like 76. That wraps up another Disney weather report, but today marks the triumphant return of 3 Show Tuesday. TM, so tune in for Barely Necessities at 4 p.m. Pacific and Disney Trivia Live at 7:30 p.m. Pacific. Bye for now.
Wow, a plane flipped over at SNA. That's some serious wind. Caused some damage at Disneyland too, so we heard. All right, so we're going to start today. Thank you, Ethan. Breezy, love that. But I see a little ear. That little ear down there?
There's a little doggy.
Oh, that doesn't help. Hi, little doggy.
Hi. Thank you, baby. Thank you.
All right, so we're going to start today with our good friend Tony Betti. He, one of the hardest part of Tony's job is traveling to animation festivals, and so he was at the CTN Animation Expo last week, just roughing it, just going, "Man, why do I work for this company?" Here he is, my favorite person in the world, Tony Betti. How you doing, Tony?
Hi, I'm covered
Was there
by
a labor
this
strike
banner
this
here.
time?
There was no labor strike this time that I was aware of, or that affected me personally. Doobie, who made your shirt?
Roosevelt, of course.
Oh, did you get it from them?
I did.
We
me
disclosed that earlier,
too.
Tony. Okay.
Okay, well, I have to disclose mine too, and I was doing it a fun
So
way.
we're all wearing Roosevelts. I'm wearing a
Yeah.
hat. You have a
Okay.
shirt, and Doobie has.
So when you work for Laughing Place, you not only get to go to cool stuff and get paid for it, but you also get free shirts. I mean,
Yep.
get those resumes in.
And then I will tell you, the wind was really bad in Southern California yesterday. My event badge kept like flying into my face, like off my neck, like and up. So Ethan is right there.
And wins.
All right, so where were you at? Where were you?
I was in Burbank at the CTN Expo 2023, which celebrates a lot of more traditional animation, 2D or just animation in general. But like I go to SIGGRAPH also, which is really computers and technology. This is more of the art and traditional art of animation.
My first chance to say congratulations to Tony Betti to his face on the air. Our first time having you on.
It's like a 2-month wedding celebration. We got every stream for.
That's right. I've not been able to tell Tony face. This is my first time I've actually seen Tony face to face since wedding day. So congratulations.
Is it true?
Tony.
Is that true? Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We've talked since then, but
yeah, we've typed. I've talked to you from the air, but I have not seen you as I talk to say what an incredible wedding you and your lovely bride put together. Had a fantastic time. It was beautiful. It was special. It was funny. It was wonderful. Congratulations, Tony.
I guess it was funny. Yes.
It was funny. It was also enlightening. In all seriousness, the amount that you are loved is amazing. So, all right. And I don't just mean by Morgan, but by your friends in general. It was pretty cool to see. All right. I'm going to move on before I get a bigger head. Let's get on with the expo.
Okay. So I will say that CTN Expo is more of a networking event for up and coming artists. And it gives them a chance to work with seasoned pros who are always there. Or so it seems, but they also show screenings of those seasoned pros, short films and stuff like that. Last year, there was a very large studio presence there. Illumination was there, Disney was there, Pixar was there, DreamWorks was there. This year, we only had Skydance. So it had the opportunity to have a lot of artists that we know, like Anastasia, Disney legend, Don Musker, who is responsible for Little Mermaid, Moana, Treasure Planet, Hercules, Aladdin, Great Mouse Detective, I love Ron Clements. But those stories, he has his own short film that he showed off. But yeah, it's a great time. Where do you want to start?
You gave me a bunch of pictures. I don't know anything about cartoons, so why don't you tell me
about cartoons? Okay, so like I said, this year there was a little bit of studio presence because Disney was there. Not there, but they invited several folks, myself included, to come see Wish at the studio lot, which for some folks is an average Tuesday, but for most of the people that got invited, including myself, it was actually really special. So
that's cool.
You're not going to show the pictures?
I just random. You don't have a particular order you want to see them in?
Well, I gave you the Wish pictures. I can't remember what I sent you in what order.
Oh, goodness,
you sent him a wish list.
Be prepared. All right, here we go. Let's start with this.
Oh, yep. Okay. That was really my way of sneaking in that also the jacket was provided by Roosevelt. So.
Oh, my goodness.
Yep, there you go. So
nice
yeah, that was on the studio lot. Yes, thank you. I thought it was festive to wear the Disney Brothers studio jacket at the Walt Disney Studio lot.
Since you mentioned Wish and you're our animation guy, what'd you think?
I enjoyed it. I will also
Doesn't sound resounding.
I liked it. It was good, but the whole time I kept thinking, why didn't they just draw this?
That would have been something special for their 100th anniversary.
Yeah, and then I saw yesterday an article on IGN with the chief creative officer of Disney Animation, Jennifer Lee, saying they seriously considered it, but then said, and this was a quote that I don't know if it was necessarily quoted or interpreted, from IGN, but basically said it doesn't have the dramatic storytelling capabilities that computers can offer. And
Wow.
what?
Appropriate for you to sound robotic while talking about.
Yep.
Okay, well, if they had done it hand drawn, there's probably some cool people they could have got to help out.
Yeah, so that's Andreas Deja, right there on the left, Disney legend.
Again?
And then on
Deja vu.
what?
Nothing.
That's you've had that one written, I think. And then on the right side, you have Tina Price. Tina Price used to be an animator as well, and she actually was one of the two artists, according to her interview on the great documentary that I can't recommend enough, that's now available on iTunes, Pencils, Fishers, Pixels, from Tony Bancroft and Tom Bancroft. Actually, it's from Tom Bancroft. Tony Bancroft, his brother, contributed to it. Moving on. She was one of the first who helped pioneer computer animation into the Renaissance era, like with The Great Mouse Detective. She was talking about how they would have one lone computer with two people operating it in the basement, and that was how they got that done. So.
Cool. So what was Andreas Deja talking about or doing while he was there?
At this point, this is the end of the show. They, for the first time in 15 years at CTN in their 15-year run, they decided to do a scholarship award. And it's Andreas Deja. And what he does is that was them opening the ceremony together, because he was a big part of the ceremony this year, or the event this year. But so with the scholarship, he will basically mentor an up and coming animator for a year. And then if they complete all the assignments as he requests and expects, there is the cash prize for further schooling. So
it's The Apprentice, basically.
Kind of, yeah.
Can you imagine being apprenticed by or mentored by Andreas Deja? Goodness.
For a year.
Yeah. Okay, so what else was happening over there?
And then that's him with Don Hahn introducing Andreas' short film Mushka, which is a dramatic tale about a young girl and her pet Siberian tiger.
Is it a sequel to
Festival Circus? That's John Musker's short, I'm Hip. Not about a Siberian girl and her tiger, but
that
rather
like it could have been a tiger. Do you have a picture of Mushka?
I have the poster because that was one of the ones where no photography or video.
Okay.
It's the sequel to Miska, and the prequel. The sequel is going to be Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, I also could have just shown this. Sorry, but yeah. Mushka, but it's all hand drawn, and he had a very small team working with him. It was an idea he had over 10 years ago that finally finished. And he says if there's one regret he had, that he didn't do it sooner and quicker. But yeah, he wanted to keep like a sketchbook look. So the whole thing is very rough, but it's still good art. And that's John Musker's short, I'm Hip. That one's 4 minutes. Mushka is about 22. But John Musker, who is the director, as I mentioned, behind so many of the hits, it tells the story of this cat who's bouncing from club to club, basically trying to convince himself he's cool. So
it looks like MC Scat Cat, but like younger.
I could see it. Musker also had a small team, but he said he wanted to get back into his animation roots. He only ever really animated on Fox and the Hound, and he openly said, jokingly, then Disney said, we prefer you as a director. And that's how he jumped into those. But this short is full of caricatures of people he has worked with, friends with, and family. And he pointed these two out as part of it. That's Taika Waititi and Lin-Manuel Miranda, hidden in there because he worked with them on Moana. And it was during that presentation that I learned Taika Waititi wrote the first draft of Moana.
Really?
Yeah. And then he moved on, I think, to Ragnarok. But yeah.
And they told him, we really prefer you doing MCU.
Yes. So also hidden in there were caricatures. And he said that at a certain point, there's no villain in I'm Hip. But at a certain point, there are bullies that throw the cat off the roof back down into the alley. And he caricatured 3 bullies that he used to know, and we always go for the big bad boss, right? And there's Jeffrey Katzenberg, Michael Eisner, and Peter Schneider, former heads at Disney Animation.
Hilarious.
So, yeah. And they're the ones who throw the cat off the roof. That's just the nerd in me geeking out a little bit. They had a desk in the expo, in the show floor, kind of. And it's a classic Ken Weber style animation desk. And they would have animators go up there and do demos throughout the time.
Were you able to sit there at all?
Yeah, and if you check it out on our YouTube, I have Aaron Blaze doing a demo. I can't show them all, especially because some of these have their own lessons and stuff they sell online. So you will never get the full, like they'll sit there for an hour or more doing these demos, but I can't just sit there and do the whole thing, right? So I got some clips here and there. You have Aaron Blaze, who was the director of Brother Bear. He also worked under Glenn Keane with The Beast on Beauty and the Beast. And then I have that one up there. I have Andreas Deja, as he does Scar, and Mickey as he appears in Runaway Brain. And then soon we'll have Sandro Cruzzo. Yes, so like I said, there was not a big studio presence this year. So last year, they would, like Disney TV Animation was there, and they were talking about Monsters at Work, Hamster and Gretel. Disney also had Strange World last year that they were pushing, and there were panels on like all up and coming stuff. Illumination did one for Minions and the upcoming Mario, which was upcoming at that point. But this year there wasn't a lot of that. So there was actually cool panels on past things, including Runaway Brain, which is a very overlooked short. And it was a lot like behind the scenes stories from that. Andreas here is drawing Scar. If you skip ahead a little bit, you can see him. And he'll sketch Mickey as he appeared in Runaway Brain. And he tells stories about how the studio kind of didn't like pushing that image. So that's why they hid it as best they can after releasing it theatrically, because they know Disney loves those award nominations. But he says he thinks that's the best Mickey short from the people at the studio at the time. Because that was also during Prince and the Pauper, Mickey's Christmas Carol, and stuff like that. But yeah, he's talking about, and he also talks about how Minnie in this short has a sneer, like this weird, like the way she talks is kind of like pouty. And he starts to explain it's because it was animated by the French animation studio. So when they look in the mirror and do their lip drawing, it's always kind of like those are his words, not mine. But
wow.
Yeah.
I can't believe you said that, Tony.
Yeah. I just like this, and this shows you the kind of folks who go there. These are all people who have worked on past high profile projects, and they all brag about it. And I love it. They'll wear their old gear. Like I'm on the animation team for Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Somebody had a Runaway Brain crew jacket. Somebody had a Spirit Stein of the Cimarron crew jacket. But yeah. And I
became Tony's best friend.
Oh yeah, they all did.
Tony must have been in heaven for this thing. Goodness. You sent me a trailer of Wood.
I did. So, friend of Laughing Place, Dave Bossert, I sat and talked with him for a minute. And he says, you have to come to this panel for this stop motion short. And I had not heard of this. So I took it as gospel and went for it. And he talked about this movie, and he led the panel for it. So at first I was kind of like, okay, well, self-promotion works, right? But then they showed it, and it's from an effects animator who worked with Dave on Nightmare Before Christmas and some other things. Go ahead and play it.
Okay.
He took a log, like a chunk of a log that was getting discarded by a landscaping crew, and stop motion animated this beautiful wood carving.
Crazy.
And that's just the trailer, but yeah, but yeah, that gives you the idea of what he did. And it's a couple minutes long, and he just whittles down this wood via stop motion animation, and it's phenomenal.
Well, I heard a rumor that he only has enough wood to make one more.
Wow. Cool, Tony.
Artman was not at the CTN, by the way. No. Okay.
Can you see so excited? Anything else you want to talk about the expo?
Nothing that comes
about
to
the
mind.
beef between CTN and Lightbox.
I want to know about that too. We talked about, okay, so a big thing what we talked about, there was a lot less there was no studio presence really at CTN this year, and a lot of the artists I had seen last year there were not there this year either. And the rumor going around CTN was that Lightbox poached everybody, and I was confused by that because they were close last year, but this year they were closer. I would say within 2 or 3 weeks, and I think the last year it was like 6 weeks. So I don't know what happened. And I remember you mentioned that Lightbox was an event created in response to CTN. So
yeah, almost like this thing has gotten too big. Let's create our own thing and not get all corporate like that one. And then now Lightbox has actually become what it.
Yeah, it's like I would say from what I understand, Lightbox might be more corporate, but
yeah. Or I don't know if that's the frame, but yeah, it's interesting that they are so close together because I know Alex covered Lightbox for us. And I was like, is that not the thing Tony goes to? And then you're like, I'm going to this thing in a week. I'm like, oh, now it makes more sense.
Yeah. So I don't know, but something's going on.
What's your next big project, Tony?
Catching up on this stuff. And then after that, I'm not sure really. I know I'm doing something with Luminous at Epcot, but alongside Jeremiah.
Oh, be nice to each other.
He was at my wedding too.
That's a good point.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Tony, for joining us this morning. I know it's early out there on the East Coast. It's only 12:30 in the afternoon, so I appreciate you getting up early for us.
I still haven't balanced out yet, but yes.
I think Doobie sometimes forgets how time zones work and then catches himself halfway through. He's like, I'll just cover. It's a joke.
I have been discovered. All right, we're going to move on to some theme park news-ish, and that is Josh D'Amaro.
Good addition to that, the ish. Yeah. Josh D'Amaro was interviewed by EW, and they asked about some of the stuff that he kind of sort of announced at Destination D23 regarding, a little bit beyond Big Thunder, but mostly the Indiana Jones thing. What was Dino Land, and he kind of just restated the same thing. It was you could tell it was a slow news day that became something all the sites wrote about. But yeah, honestly, not much that new that he said. Just kind of reiterated the plans and was like, so wait, you're serious about doing the Indiana Jones thing? It's like, I played the music, didn't I?
Yeah, this is how a nothing story becomes a story. But once it becomes a story, you got to cover the story. So, he said this concept art is not the final piece, but it is what his team's heads are in. That's the quote. His team's heads are in the blue sky phase. So, there you go. And he was the vice. I had not recalled that he had served as the vice president of Animal Kingdom. So this is probably, once you've had a park at your park, I think it's a little bit special. You want to make sure you take care of it even as you ascend the ladder. All right. And in some actual news, we learned a while ago that Scentsy would become a sponsor over at Dumbo, and their presence has finally started to take shape, right, Kyle?
Yeah, so we don't have that Smelliphants on Parade feature yet, but the sign has been updated to say sponsored by Scentsy. And we were trying to brainstorm if there was any other multi-level marketing companies we think of that have sponsored attractions before, because it does seem possible, like, something like an Amway or like Mary Kay or
Sure.
Those other ones. If we couldn't think of any, that doesn't mean they haven't existed. I'd be interested. I'm sure Gio is going to be able to pull one, and I'm excited for what he has to say. I told Marshall, I'm like, it probably depends on your definition of MLM and also on your definition of attraction, because like Scentsy has had experiences and stuff that they've done at like the Epcot festivals, but I would venture a guess this might be the first actual attraction.
Yeah, I feel like Herbalife probably had something back in the 70s, but I can't quite put my finger on it. So, but more will be coming. When they announced this, they promised that there would be, what did they call this exactly, Kyle?
Smelliphants on Parade. Yeah, you're gonna be sniffing things. I don't remember the whole. It was a very random announcement that came out of nowhere, and
that has not come. But the Search and Sniff Adventure should be coming soon. It was announced as a part of the Scentsy announcement, but we just have part 1 right now, which is the sign, the part that gets them the money. Let's see, Ravensburger, you're our Lorcana reporter. So, Kyle, what happened yesterday? The big rise of the rise of the Floodborn?
Floodborn.
Rise of the Floodborn. Were you able to buy yours?
they sent me the stuff earlier for a review. So yeah, I have mine. No, so I guess it's currently available at local hobby shops, just like they did for the first chapter. The local stores get a 2-week head start. It'll be at mass retail on December 1st. And also it's at Disney Springs and Disney World of Disney. It's probably sold out now, but it was there. But I guess that yesterday was supposed to go on sale on the Ravensburger site, and Ajax error. No, I'm just kidding. DDoS attack. Apparently, they started late. And then said that apparently it all just fell apart because of some sort of error. So yeah,
they said
another bot. If you'll recall, this first chapter debuted at Gen Con, and that was met with overwhelming popularity and some crowd crunch. And so then they fixed operations for the subsequent days so that wouldn't happen. And then yeah, just in general, this thing has been proven to be more popular than people expected, and they've had limited quantities. So they've had to deal with stores selling out really quickly, and then raising prices, and then the aftermarket going crazy. And so they've done a reprint of chapter 1 that's starting to make its way out there, and then now the second chapter's come out and it's having issues as well. So it's just
and to be fair to them, they do claim this issue is not just a matter of they weren't prepared for the demand. They say this was an actual attack on their website, called a DDoS, distributed denial of service, i.e. Some attacker gets as many computers as possible to try to query the site, and they just can't handle it. So I'm assuming that was the case. This was a malicious thing, not just too much business. We couldn't handle the business. Hopefully they have that.
I guess it depends on if it's a DDoS attack that, framed in a similar thing, except that there are bots trying to buy. I don't know if that counts as the same sort of thing, but it could have been a somewhat related to the buying, not just we're going to take your site down. I don't know if there's.
I mean, that is certainly true, but if it was to the extent,
yes,
that then at some point it becomes, in my opinion, an attack, and not just if you're sending 5 million bots to try to buy it all at the same second. I'll call it an attack, but whatever. Regardless,
no, that's fair. I'm just saying, I don't know if it was the intent was just to take the site down, or the intent was to try to snap up inventory.
Good point. So, but their terminology is an attack. They tried to stave it off. They were not able to, and eventually they had to take the site, essentially take the shop down. Do you know if it's back up this morning?
I have not checked yet. Like I said, I feel kind of bad. Like, I know how badly people want these cars, and so I do feel like such a poser that they just sent it to me to review. But yeah.
Okay, Kyle, you're an influencer.
Sorry.
Gio says he's not seen any targets he's been to, but they are up for pre-order on Amazon.
Yeah, no, they won't be at Target until December 1st.
Okay. All right, I'm just going to their site right now.
For Floodborn, they might have reprints of the first chapter. But yeah, Floodborn adds plenty of new cards, another 204 cards, and includes some different characters and movies that weren't featured in the first chapter. So some of them like Winnie the Pooh, Raya and the Last Dragon, and Snow White and the Seven. So one of the coolest ones, you get all 7 dwarves in the starter pack, and actually you can line them up so that the art actually just makes one panoramic. There's the border on it still, but yeah, so there's some cool stuff, some great art. And I really want the Winnie the Pooh one where he's like a sorcerer. That one is not in the starter pack, and so I'm going to have to find that after buying some boosters.
Purchase your own. Moving on to Disney Plus and Christmas movies, we have a new review up by Mike Mack on the Disney Plus original movie Dashing Through the Snow, starring Ludacris and another rapper whose name I can't remember, but
it's like Lil Rel or something.
Yeah, Lil, it's right there in the headline, Lil Ray Howery. I assume he's a rapper since Lil is his first name. I think that's a rule, but I'm not 100% sure.
I don't know.
But there they are. They are the star of this movie. I have seen this movie myself. It's not a good movie, but it's a very enjoyable movie. My wife and I enjoyed watching it quite a bit. We laughed a lot while recognizing it's bad. So check it out on Disney Plus. It's a fun holiday movie. good family movie. It's got some, for a Christmas movie, you know, Christmas movies have the same old tropes and mythology.
Well, especially the Hallmark ones, yeah.
Which this most definitely is not. But it's 100% family friendly, and it's got some new mythology that I found very fun. Particularly the you know, they have storm chasers. This movie had Christmas Santa chasers. So really enjoyed that small aspect of the film. Worth watching. But I didn't do our review for Laughing Place for some reason. Mike Mack did. So we will let him do a headline and a final paragraph. The headline being film review. Disney Plus's Dashing Through the Snow is carried by Lil Ray Howery's Santa Antics. That's him on the left. He plays Santa. And the final paragraph. Dashing Through the Snow is now streaming on Disney Plus. But the second to the final paragraph, overall, Dashing Through the Snow is that box of Christmas pajamas under your tree. You're going to open it because it's Christmas and it's there. But will you remember to wear them around this time next year? We'll see. Maybe after you wear the Santa Claus and even Noel pajamas. That is a good final paragraph, Mac.
He was proud of it. He sent it to me before he finished his reading.
Good job. Noel is a far superior movie to Dashing Through the Snow, but it is worth watching. It really is.
And you got another Christmas one to look forward to because Naughty 9 is coming out.
Tony said that all of Fisher Price's Little People toys are wrappers. Yes, they are. Yeah, Naughty 9, which I got to do the escape room for last Sunday. They have a free escape room in Manhattan Beach going on right now. You can just sign up for that.
But you have to drive to Manhattan Beach. That's the only downside.
That's the hard part. But it's Back in Time escape room. If you go to backintime.com and look for, go to California, and you'll see it on the list. It is free to sign up for. My wife's, not my wife, goodness, I reckon it might be my wife. I know that Avatar, but regardless.
I know. I'm very interested in this rebrand.
I would watch Dashing Before Noel. Rewatch them. Interesting. You're entitled. Dashing Through the Snow is not what we're talking about. And it's not the Hateful Eight. It is the, what's the movie we were just talking about?
Naughty 9?
Naughty 9. Yeah, the Naughty 9. Escape room, backintime.com. We got to do it. It was a ton of fun. But we haven't seen the movie yet. So we're really looking forward to seeing the movie, seeing all the little bits of the escape room that ended up in the escape room. Because if the movie is half as fun as the escape room, it should be pretty good. Coming to Disney Channel, and then the very next day coming to Disney Plus. So yes.
Do you think there's a Power of Love escape room?
I couldn't believe they got backintime.com. I'm like, really? That's not a.
When we moved to Springfield, we were surprised by a lot of the URLs that we were able to get. Like our library site is thelibrary.org.
Wow. Yeah. And speaking of Christmas entertainment, the Great Christmas Light Fight makes its triumphant return on Sunday to ABC and Hulu. Thereafter, our hosts return this year, as always, as they go across the country looking for the most beautiful, elaborate, unique, heartwarming Christmas displays, and then turn it into a competition by giving the golden light bulb to one of the winners. Season 11 coming on Sunday. I had the opportunity to interview Carter Oosterhouse, one of the hosts of the show. You can find that on our YouTube channel. I did not want to have audio, but did want to show a little bit of that, just so you can see that I really did do this interview via Zoom.
Well, I can't see
That's
you
it.
in the.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it to stop buffering, and then I'll. But my wife has been rebranded. Good to know. Good to know. So here he is. We talked a lot about the upcoming season, about the impact that the show has on communities, on my family in particular, some of the heartwarming stuff behind it, some of his favorites. So about a 10-minute interview. Go check it out.
So do they film a year ahead of time?
Yeah, he actually talked about how right now they are filming for next year.
Yeah. Well, that's because that's the early renewal. Yeah, I've wondered about that, whether they do it in the summer or what, but I guess it makes sense to just do it the season prior. So then, yeah, those people have to keep that under their hats for quite some time.
That's right. Yep. So yeah, looking forward to it premiering. Our family kind of has a tradition, as any of those that take place within our driving sphere, we try to go out and check them out because we like to see Christmas light displays. So we've discovered quite a few pretty cool ones from this show. Right. Anything else before we get on to the quiz portion
Let me
of our show?
check, see if anything has popped up on the the
Little harder
internet.
to check than it used to be. I know.
We can mention Universal installed their land sign for
DreamWorks.
DreamWorks, yeah.
Yeah, let me show that real quick.
We do have a
see
question
that.
about Doctor Who Christmas specials. Yes, there's going to be 3 specials coming to Disney Plus this this winter. I think the first one's just a few days, and then 2 and more in December. Yeah, so here's the land sign. It looks exactly like the concept art. But I guess that's easy to do when it's just a sign. But this is opening next year, replacing the area that was the Woody Woodpecker, right? Kid Zone?
Yes. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it was Woody Woodpecker Ride was there. There was other stuff. Anyway,
Tony will know.
Woody Woodpecker.
Tony will tell us. I'm pretty sure it was Woody Woodpecker's Kid Zone is my
Okay, you're probably right.
guess.
I heard my name. What's up?
Woody Woodpecker's Kid Zone. That's what it was prior.
It was just Kid Zone.
Okay.
But Woody Woodpecker was kind of like the icon for it, and he had the Woody Woodpecker's Nut House coaster, which is the Troller coaster now for DreamWorks.
Troller, nice. Pun.
Thank you, Tony.
Bye.
Nightmare fans, Area 51. I'm sorry, Area 15. They're
I didn't think anything of it when you said it, but you're right.
Immersive viewing experience is returning again this year. So let you know that looks pretty cool. Area 15 is on my bucket list of places to go before I die. It's in Las Vegas, right?
There is one in Las Vegas, but they are, as far as I know, still building one in Orlando.
That will make it much easier to achieve my bucket list and get closer to death.
I assume they'll have different things, but I'd also imagine there'd be crossover. And Area 15 in Las Vegas is bringing it all together, where Universal's year-round haunt is going to be.
I'm going to look at our article and see where this one is.
I assume it's the one in Vegas.
I guess so.
The lamp would like to talk
It's still happening accordingly, but I will tell you it's not the Orlando one because it's still an open field with a statue in it. Secondly, wait till maybe after F1 leaves Vegas before you go achieve that bucket list item, Doobie.
Well, it's on its way out right now, so I think unless he hops on a plane this second, he'll be.
I don't know if it's true, but apparently there's a 3-year contract. So.
Oh yeah, it has to come back.
Yeah.
Okay, I will not visit during this time. I did watch some of the race though on Sunday, Monday, whatever morning. It was pretty cool.
That makes you one step ahead, Las Vegas residents who weren't allowed to. So.
Disneyland fans will understand this. F1 kind of turned out to be Vegas's version of Disneyland's Galaxy's Edge opening, where they did such an effective job of saying, stay away, it's going to be so busy, that nobody showed up. And then, they're selling hotel rooms for ridiculous prices, and the week before they're like $30.
Painful.
I also saw that they put film over every pedestrian walkway, so you can't even just happen to see it accidentally.
I saw a great video of people watching in the reflection of a building. And then of course the whole debacle, the first practice run where
that whole cover. Yeah.
Well, they also apparently had to negotiate. There were venues that had views of the race, and F1, I forget their owner company now, but they went in and said, you have to pay us $1,500 per person based on maximum occupancy to even for us not to cover your windows.
Yep.
So
yes, this is the Jollywood Nights of F1 races. Let's see if the second one is better, just like Jollywood Nights.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks, Tony. All right. Well, with that, let's get to this.
Hey, how that we took 2 months off and you don't have any pocket?
That's a good question. That's a great question. You know what? It's not like I stopped pocketing them. They're just not as plentiful as they
Let's have a Thanksgiving cornucopia of pocket picks tomorrow.
All right. I will work on that. I will spend the rest of the day on TikTok just for that. Yeah, exactly. I saw some TikToks of people ripping away the paper that was blocking, and then the cops would just come up and put it right back up. Because Las Vegas is usually just such a hospitable place. All right.
Yeah, the things that they turn a blind eye to in that town, and yet.
All right, we're going in reverse again. The reason we're going in reverse, this is amazing. Let me check again right now, but this is crazy. This day in Disney history. No, not this day in history. This day in Disney history. Sorry.
Someone just closed the door in the hall and my dog perked up. What is happening?
This day in DisneyHistory.com, my source for this is down and has been for the 3 days I've been doing this. We didn't do it for 2 months, so I don't know how long it's been down. So luckily, with their permission, I do know the person, or have known the person who runs it. I at one point scraped their site for all of their this days and have them in a database. So I'm able to refer to that database to get the information. But I can't believe the site is down. Is it like no more? Is it gone? Wow.
Shoot a DM.
So
maybe DDoS attack.
And if it is down, I've got all the info. I mean, be mine if I put it up. All right. On this day in 2018, a movie came out. Let's see. In blank and blank, risk it all by traveling to the World Wide Web, which may or may not survive Blank's records.
Ralph breaks the internet.
Kind of hard to blank that one. Yes, Ralph breaks the internet. I'm impressed, though, that not only did you get it right, you got it right as simply Ralph Breaks the Internet. Wreck-It Ralph is not a part of that title anywhere. So very impressive. All right. Next up, on this day in 2008. Oh, on Disney Plus, as you can see there. We're getting information coming all over the place. All right, so the site is not down. Site is not down. What is down is if you don't include the www. Nope, it worked right there. So I'm Googling it, which is how I normally do it. I'm sorry, this day in Disney history is how I always get to it. Then I type in the date I'm looking for, and Google comes up, and I click the link, and now it's not even coming up. Whatever. And that was failing for me, but it is working for other people.
Error.
Maybe it is an Ajax error. It is coming up right now, literally the same link I just tried. So I don't know what's up, but I'm glad it's still around. I apologize for saying it wasn't around. I don't know what was different now and 30 seconds ago, but the site is still around. This day in Disney history. Highly recommend you use it for checking out what happened on this day in Disney history. And apologies for saying it was down when apparently it is not, at least not right now.
You're fine.
All right, came up here. Let's see if this is not important why you're doing this. All right, on this day in 2008, another movie came out.
2008. Okay,
We'll
hold on.
Information in just a moment. Oh, you don't need
more
any
information. Let me think
Okay.
about it. I mean, because it's going to be one of like a few different things. 2008, it'd be 15 years. Now go ahead and give me a hint.
Blank is the star of the biggest show in Hollywood. The problem is he thinks he's real. After he's accidentally shipped to New York City, Bolt is the correct answer. Kyle, 2 for 2.
See, now I would have said that was American Dog, but
you would have been wrong. You would have said Wreck-It Ralph 2 as well. So
surprised they played Elvis.
Bolt.
It was never Wreck-It Ralph 2. It was Wreck-It Ralph, Ralph Breaks the Internet.
You can stay, Tony. You're just going to keep coming. Just stay there. All right. On this day in 1994, 2 attractions opened at Walt Disney World. One at Magic Kingdom, one at Epcot. One of you guys should get this based on that.
Sorry, I was kind of doing my job. What was
on this day in 1994, 2 attractions opened at Disney World. One at Magic Kingdom, one at Epcot. Neither of which is there anymore.
94?
94. Both of the buildings they were in are still there, housing different attractions now.
Timekeeper?
Timekeeper is correct at Magic Kingdom.
I think Circle of Life was 95. So it would be
Park.
that one. Yeah, but you said Epcot.
Oh, it is Epcot. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Why did I say it? Circle of Life, I thought Animal Kingdom for some reason. Silly me. Would you like one more hint?
Is it no Interventions was with the 25th?
It was also at Disneyland.
Oh,
but no longer is.
Well, that takes my
Is it Interventions?
No.
Oh, okay.
EO. Something.
So
Honey, I
close.
Shrunk the Kid.
Oh,
Honey, I
Honey, I
Shrunk-
Shrunk the Audience. Yes, yes.
Honey, I Shrunk the Audience is the correct answer. 1994. What a big day this was. Timekeeper and Honey, I Shrunk the Audience. Very exciting. And that's it for this day in Disney history. And guess what we got, Kyle?
Breaking news.
Even better.
Oh.
This comes to us from a Tony Betti. Tony, can I trust you?
Yes.
All right.
Although this one might be controversial, but it is safe for broadcast.
Oh, shoot. I'm not logged into Instagram over here.
Oh,
wait.
don't
Yes,
share
I
your
am.
screen. Don't share your screen. Okay.
Only the highest standards over here. By the way, I did get a photo from someone on our team showing that it is indeed Woody Woodpecker's Kid Zone.
Oh, okay.
Boom. Boom.
What year?
Irrelevant.
Okay.
Sorry. This is very important.
I also just go by when we worked there. It was just always Kids Zone.
Now, just a minute.
Tony got
How
technical.
long has it been since you used that?
I think he used it during a DTL recently.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. Okay, here we go. From Millennial Mouseketeers.
I'm sorry. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm sorry. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm sorry.
So I see. No, yes, it is. I was trying to see what. So I see the Peter Pan. I see the Small World. What's the middle one?
The flavored popcorn thing at the confectionery.
Okay.
I sent it because I agree with the first one.
Peter Pan is so overrated, right?
Yeah. Because every time it'll be like 95 minutes while everything else is 15. Why? I don't get it. I don't get it.
I don't get it. Small World. No one likes Small World. Small World is people like because they loved it as a child and because it's been there forever in Walt Disney. But no one actually enjoys the experience of writing it, right?
I do. I ride it at every park I go to, which is all of them.
For nostalgia and because you want to be able to say you've done it everywhere, but you don't like.
No,
when
I
you're
do. I
sitting there-
enjoy it. I seek it out. I missed it while it was gone. It was down in Paris for so long, and I was excited to ride it again.
So which one's the best one then, Kyle?
You know what? Every time I ride one, I'm like, that one's probably my favorite. So I think
Even
Paris
Florida's?
is up there. Florida's not Florida. Yeah, I like Paris's.
Are they
Well,
that
what?
good? I mean,
what
I
are we
know-
wrong about? What?
I
No
know the
lies
major difference.
detected.
I know the major difference in California and Florida. What's the major difference in the other parks?
Major difference. There's just different scenes and stuff. Sometimes, yeah, like you're saying. So I think Tokyo's and Florida's are the open water.
That's for Geo.
The other ones are more the narrow, like Disneyland Canal style. But yeah, no, there's just different scenes, different costumes, different color. Like Disneyland's is all white and gold, whereas Hong Kong's has different colors, which is also different than Paris's colors. I don't know. I like them.
I'd like to emphasize I agreed with the Peter Pan part of that.
They all have better America scenes than the America one in Disneyland.
Answer me honestly, Tony. Not do you appreciate it? Do you love it? Is it one of the greats? Answer me this question. Do you enjoy yourself while you're sitting there writing It's a Small World?
I do until I catch up with the boat in front of me.
Yes, fair.
That's when I'm like, get me off.
Fair enough. That's a nice diplomatic answer, Tony.
I like watching the slow moving disaster, just knowing you're about to hit somebody and then waiting for it to happen to you. You hear the
That's what the designers had in mind. This is why people are going to love this attraction. No bump.
Can I add something? I'm writing about it right now. Going back to what I was on for earlier with Mushka, Andreas Deja's short. Richard Sherman did the song for it. There's a lullaby at the end, and Richard Sherman wrote the song for it, and it was presented during
the Seattle Seahawks legend.
No, the Disney legend.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's on that Mars reality show? Yeah, that one.
Is he?
no, the other Richard. Sherman.
Oh, okay. I was like, that would be something I might watch.
Wait, is Richard Sherman on it though? I know Marshawn Lynch is. Richard Sherman's on it too, right? Rebecca, I know you watch the show. Let me know. I think I'm right.
Either way,
right
the
about
musician did the lullaby for it, and it was pitched like Andreas Deja and Richard Sherman were doing lunch at a CTN Expo, and he said, "Here's the story idea." And Richard goes, "Well, I would write a lullaby like this." And Andreas just goes, "Do you want to do the music for it?"
Oh, how awesome!
Yep.
Marshawn was on that show though.
Marshawn is definitely on that Mars show.
Was he only there so he wouldn't get fined?
I really feel like
random football knowledge strikes again.
You have a lot of football. For the guy who doesn't like sports, your knowledge.
I won 2 of my 3 leagues this week, but of course Mac beat me. And I don't even think that was the league where stupid Joe Burrow was in. So.
Sort of breaking news. Disney Genie Plus sold out at Magic Kingdom today for the 2nd consecutive day, apparently. So I don't know what it was going for today, but whatever it was, guests thought it was worth playing. Yes. Football player Richard Shaman was on Stars on Mars. Thank you.
I think it was $35. I think that's what Jeremiah said for Magic Kingdom today.
The wait times are like over there right now. Why am I doing it over here where I can't share the screen? It is. Wait time to Magic Kingdom via the Laughing Place wait time guide. Wow. She actually shows 15 minutes for Country Bears. I hope that's.
I like the red text saying, "Don't go."
I mean, Country Bears and Hall of Presidents usually don't show a wait at all. So
yeah.
Space 65.
Usually you just get the nice
time to do the treehouse. Tiki Room showing 15 minutes. So not too horrible though.
You could carousel. Oh, I always recommend a carousel. My favorite quote is one time I went to see my friend in Orlando, and he's like, "Wow, you can really tell you're a Disneylander because you've asked to do Country Bears like 3 times."
Look at that, Tony. What do you think of that one? This is Peter Pan.
I don't get it.
But what does Peter Pan?
But comparably to everything else, though, it doesn't look.
It's the second longest. It's the second longest wait in the park.
What's Small World?
Space Mountain 65.
Small World 35. That's
too long for Small World.
That's busy.
Mermaid 20, not too bad.
Can I tell a story about Disneylanders and Magic Kingdom with Country Bears?
Yes.
Yeah.
So my stepdad came to visit once, and he sees the marquee for Country Bears, and he goes, "Well, that's just rude. Why would they keep the sign up?" And I go, and he's native Californian, and he goes, I'm like, well, because it's still here. He's like, "Are you serious?" And he lit up and became 12 again. And we were within the lobby within 30 seconds. Like, we have to go see Country Bears. So
that's a great story.
Yeah.
Which is the opposite of Small World.
Yeah,
I love that.
I just love the, he's like, "Why would they keep the sign up if it's gone?" Because it's still here.
And it will be gone, though, in not too distant future. So
yeah.
Make sure you connect it now.
Sort of. It's still going to be Country Bears. It's just going to be a new version.
When they were out here for the wedding, they made it a point to go see it again because of that. So
yeah. Well, speaking of which, Tony got married. I don't know if we mentioned that. But Tony is now Mr. Tony Betti.
I put my real ring on. I had my travel ring on when you said it earlier, but I put the real one on.
You have a travel ring?
Yeah, because this one's actually. Are you ready? My wife got me a ring with Triceratops bone in it. Since I used to do the Triceratops thing at Jurassic Park.
Oh, so you got her something with Shrek in it?
Yep.
You so married the right person, Tony. All right, we're going to end this. Tony has work to do, and I get yelled at when I keep him away too long. So
I've been trying to do it at the same time.
This is 3-show Tuesday. Tony, what else we got coming up today?
Barely Necessities at 7, which I still need to schedule for you guys. And then at 10:30, 4 p.m. Pacific, yes. And Disney Trivia Live at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific.
Now I'm trying to decide, do I want to do the last two Disney 100 decades today, which requires me to do absolutely no work, or do I want to actually have a Thanksgiving theme contest, which will require me to write a contest? You know what? I'm going to do a Thanksgiving contest. We're going to do it as a
do it all about Disney turkeys, and then we can bring up American Dog again.
That's a good idea. We're going to do it as a not so in the blank, but open-ended. Thanksgiving theme open-ended quiz along with the next.
How do you trivia open-ended?
Where you just type your answer. Have you not seen one of those we've been doing lately?
No.
You just type it in the chat. The first person to get it right gets a certain number. Second.
Oh, I have seen one of those. Yes.
Yeah. So, requires a little less work on my part, and it turned out people enjoy it more than I expected. So, yeah, we're going to do one of those again today.
So when are you going to write a program that it can actually scrape the data of the comments and rank them?
No.
Okay.
Because no, we don't want to. We don't want to take the human element out of it.
The fudgeability, as it
And,
were.
introduce Ajax errors, which DDoS is. We don't want to do that. So. All right. Thanks, everyone. We will see you. Todd and I will see you
Tomorrow
in
for
20
the
in
grand
23
finale of the
hours.
week.
Yes, but our respective wives will see you soon.
Yes.